Welcome everyone to my review of Season 1 of The Bad Batch. I'm gonna kind of go over some stuff I didn't really care for in the beginning, so that way we can get the bad stuff out of the way. And then talk about, obviously, the good stuff that I really enjoyed about this season. And I'm going to pretty much just make this a general overall review. I'm not going to dive into the story or plot or anything. So I'm not going to talk about any spoilers. So if anyone was concerned about any spoiler warnings, there's no need to worry about that. Now, to just jump straight into it, in my personal opinion, the story wasn't bad for The Bad Batch. It was entertaining. It was fun to watch. There were some moments that I felt that were a little slower than I would have preferred. And when I first watched it, the only reason I felt like it was slow because I thought there was only going to be one season. Now that they had released there's going to be a season 2, I'm hoping the slower parts lead to something more developed later on. That's what I think, because just from the track record of the Clone Wars series, they like to build on slower episodes to something later on. So that's my small gripe that I have about the season. But granted, I didn't know there was going to be a season 2 at the beginning. So I was expecting it to end right away. So I was like, why is it moving so slow? But now that I know there's going to be another season, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with what episodes took a while. Now, my other issue that I had with The Bad Batch was some of the character development. At least for a couple of the side characters like Echo or Tech, I think a lot of people could agree that there wasn't just a lot of character development for them, and I know we were all looking forward to seeing some development with those characters. I wish there was a little more for them in this season. I'm, again, hoping they're going to develop them more later on in some other episodes in Season 2. So I had wished there was more I could have seen with those characters, with their interactions with other main focal characters. Just to see some change and development and growth from them. Or even seeing how Echo went from first off joining the Bad Batch in Season 7 to where he's at now, and seeing if there was any real change to him, if there was anything different about him. I would have just really liked to see something like that. Again, I'm hopeful that they'll do something later with Season 2, but neither one of those issues really takes away from the season at all. Like, it was still enjoyable to watch, absolutely. Again, those were just some minor things that I would have liked a little more of. Now, just a couple of the things I just thought were fantastic. I'm going to start off with the cinematography of the whole season. I was just absolutely blown away by the animation. It was phenomenal. I look at, like, Clone Wars. Even Season 7 Clone Wars was pretty good. But now looking at the Bad Batch animation and comparing it to Season 7 alone, which only came out a little over a year now, and just watching that difference is just fantastic. I just really loved seeing the animation, seeing the shadows, the depth, even the different lighting they had for it. It was great to see. And my all-time favorite part of the animation was probably like the long shots or like the landscape shots they had of like just wide areas, and it just felt, to me looking at it, felt like I was watching a painting on a TV screen. It almost was like an emotional thing for me for some odd reason, just seeing that like just beautiful animation on screen. So props to the animation team. They did a fantastic job on this series. I really think they did. I really enjoyed seeing all that hard work they had put into this season. And the second thing I really, really enjoyed of this season was the music. It was like perfect for the season. Kevin Kiner, who composed all of this, did a phenomenal job really diving into the emotion of the season and moments in the series. I really felt the music in it. It really elevated the season, or the series in general, the shows and episodes. It just really elevated each and every moment, in my opinion. I think the music really just put it to a whole other level. It had action when there was action, and it was intense, and it was drawing you in, and there was emotion when there was an emotional scene. You felt that emotion through the music. Even the moments of nostalgia where you're just taken back to the old classic original trilogy, to the prequels, and you're just having moments of, I feel like I'm back to watching this movie for the first time. It's just really great to feel and listen to while watching this show. So once again, Kevin Kiner did a phenomenal job composing this, and he seems to never miss with his music, and I hope to hear some really great music from him for the next season. So in all, if I had to rate the first season out of 10, I would probably put it around like a 7, 7.5, maybe 8. I had some minor things that I had issues with at the beginning, especially not knowing there was a season 2, so it felt a little slow to me. But towards the end, I really kind of realized what they might be doing and making this a slow burn series and making this a long-term series and making connections for later on or other things. It did leave some stuff to be desired, but it had other great moments to it, and I really enjoyed watching it. It was still really fun to watch. And I would recommend this series to new and even current Star Wars fans who haven't watched it, skeptical to watch this. I hope my review kind of helped give an idea of my thoughts on the series and maybe convinced a couple of you to maybe go check it out, which I, again, would highly recommend you checking it out and sitting through and watching it. Until the next video, thank you for watching. See you around the galaxy.